but I had this big fear, you know. I had dreadlocks for like 25 years,
Right, right, me
and
too.
it was so attached to my. I thought this is who I was. Like I thought it was like girls ain't gonna like me. Like this thing with when dudes and with dreads pass each other on the street and you give them the nod and
The nod.
everything. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna get the nod no more. I'm gonna try to nod at somebody and I'm like, you ain't one of us. You know what I mean?
I think I see blue eyes, my friend. No, I'm just joking.
This is not an interview. There is no format. This is simply a conversation about life.
So okay, so now we gotta talk about this dreadlock thing.
Right on. Okay,
Now we
yeah,
gotta talk
man.
about this dreadlock thing. So when did you cut yours off?
I want to say maybe 2006,
2006.
2000. Yeah, maybe around
I
2006.
think I was a little bit later than you. Okay. I should have
When
been
did you cut yours
earlier
off?
than you, but I was a little bit later than you.
Why should you have been earlier?
Cause it was not it wasn't looking too good in the end. It wasn't looking too good in the end.
I understand.
I
I
had,
understand.
the age was catching up for me and it was just getting thinner and thinner on the top and I remember I was going on look like a little OK Cupid date and it was hot. It was hot this day. It was summertime. And I used to wear I got one right here. I used to wear these things right
Yeah,
here
yeah,
with the
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
dreadlocks in there, had it all but it was too
yeah,
hot for that.
yeah.
It was too hot for that. And and I just you know how you could just look at the person like looking at the top.
It's like guys who keep looking down and she
Yeah.
just keeps looking up.
She
It's
was like, what's
but not for
going?
good reason.
You know,
Yeah.
I tried to joke it off, and she, no, it ain't funny, dude. She's like, I
Oh
got dressed up for this. What's happening? You know what I mean? Like,
no,
it was
no.
like,
Yeah.
and the reality, I walked home all sad and ashamed. And
Oh man.
yeah, it wasn't. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's over, man. You gotta like, but I had this big fear, you know. I had dreadlocks for like 25 years,
Right. Right. Me
and
too.
it was so attached to my. I thought this is who I was. Like I thought it was like girls ain't gonna like me. Like this thing with when dudes and with dreads pass each other on the street and you give them the nod and
The nod.
everything. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna get the nod no more. I'm gonna try to nod at somebody and I'm like, you ain't one of us. You know what I mean?
I think I see blue eyes, my friend. No, I'm just joking.
This is dreadlocks
Black
over
card
here.
revoked.
You know what I mean?
Your whole black card revoked.
And then, so I thought it was like all over for me, and but in the meantime, I was kind of like hindering myself because it didn't look good anymore. Like, and it was like I probably missed out on some at least attractions that I could have had trying to hold on to the ghost of what you know what I
Locked
mean?
fast.
You know what I mean? Like and so it was just like I was really really fearful, you know. So it took me years to and I mean it took me years even after that day to to be able to do it. You know what I mean? So I got one of my friends. I was like, all right, you gotta cut my hair. Like no matter what I tell you, do not stop. Like,
Stop.
and I picked my friend that I knew was going. She would do it. You know what I mean? Like I ain't caring about what you talking about. Like I'm cutting these. You know what I mean? And but I timed it so that I would be like going on I actually cut them right before I went on the first tour, and so I was going to be around people who had never seen me in person for the first time. And so I was able to get myself acclimated to not having them. So by the time I came back, it was like just, you know what I mean?
Yep,
And
that's good.
so and then people were like, "Oh, it looks good. It looks good." And nobody said like didn't tell me what was going on beforehand. They were just, this is Hollis. It's, if he wants to walk around
So,
looking like this, I guess that's what it is. And he's a nice person, I guess. So I won't say
yeah,
anything. you
yeah,
know.
man.
So did you go through any of this or?
All of it.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. I mean, some, man, some like, well, mine, I think I'm just too cerebral, man. All my stuff is like some heavy. Like for you, it was simple. It was hot, didn't look good no more.
Yeah.
I need to be more like that, man. Just
I
make it
couldn't
simple.
cover it up. That's what it was. If it was, I couldn't cover it up. So
No, I mean, for me, it was more like, first of all, my mom put my locks in. My oldest, I'm the youngest of three boys, and my mom, my oldest brother, who has a different father, his texture of his hair is slightly different. So, he had what we were conditioned to call good hair. And so his hair is like curlier, closer to European-esque hair. But, and he, that was a good thing for him all his life. But when he said he wanted locks, and he couldn't lock up. His hair wouldn't lock up. My mom tried him. He would have had to go the whole beeswax type of way, and he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But me being a follower, and my other brother, the oldest one, just being down to have long hair, because he was becoming clear that he was gay.
Okay.
That my mom put locks in our hair, So my middle brother and Kosi, he kept them for a while, but eventually cut them and then replaced them with braids, which is workable for him. But for me, the biggest change was that my mom wouldn't let us get them until she made us go study about them. So she took us to the library and made us read about, we had to do a little report, like what are locks, why are they, what's it, so we came back thinking we did a lot. They're not dreadlocks, Mom, they're locks because they were called dreadful, but now we can still call them dreadlocks, but blah, blah, blah. And this was like in Chicago in the South Side. Like my mom was gay as well. She was out gay woman in the 70s and 80s, being a musician and a Buddhist. So she was wild. She had dyed hair. You got to find out about my mom. I'll send you some stuff from my mom.
Please.
But
I think you told me some stuff about it, but I don't think I maybe saw a picture on Facebook, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. But now there's like some footage of her in Germany online.
Oh,
wow. So anyway, she made us do that, and so when I got them, I started a new school. I got them in 6th grade. At the end of the year in 6th grade, and by the time I got to 7th grade, I started a new school, and it was a bit of a transition. But at this new school, it was like all black school, and that's where I got most of the resistance about locks. So my first experience was ultimately that of like self-hatred. All the black people around me reinforced what my mama was talking about, is that have a better reason to get them. And so first she told me I had to have a better reason to get them. And then when I got them, those reasons were reinforced by people like me not liking them, inherently thinking they meant I was dirty, inherently thinking they meant that, you nappy, you this, you that. And so it just reinforced for me, like, I'm actually doing something by wearing locks.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually making a statement. I'm actually doing something. So by the time I started getting the nods and the this and the that, it was real to me. It was like, what's up, sister? What's up, brother?
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't always be black people. It would be like, what's up, sister? What's up, brother? Like they were, learning Rastafarian culture was all encompassing. And like, it was just beautiful to me. It spoke to me even more. And then I had an agent at that time because in high school I started doing professional theater and professional acting. And so my agent at the time had the same thing. He had this, you're not going to get any work. Are you sure you this? We just started getting you some things, blah, 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 blah. But I was dead set, oh, you don't know. I'm here. I'm an artist. I'm going to do my thing. I got, power to the people. And I got it. And then I started getting gigs and I started getting booked and all this other stuff. So then years later, when I come back to Chicago, try to get her as an agent again, she's happy for me, and I'm doing my thing, and I'm seeing all this stuff change. It was like in grammar school, nobody was cool with it. Everybody thought they were nasty. By the time I got to high school, it was more of that, but then it was like one or two people like, oh, that's cool. How you do that? By sophomore year, 4 people in my high school had locks. And then by senior year, not just at my school, but culturally, locks had become more of a thing. I think Flex or somebody on TV had like somebody. And so I was still okay with it, but like everywhere I went, I started seeing this like implosion of locks. So by the time I got to the East Coast, it was different. Locks in the East Coast, afros on the East Coast, all that stuff was different. Everything was just different. It didn't seem as closed-minded. It didn't seem as, as this. I felt right at home. So when I got back to Chicago and saw that they had started doing the locks thing, but it was more on like a Lil Wayne tip, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like people who I knew were some of the most non-conscious, ignorant people were like locks, and now like giving me the nod, like put these locks in my head, just injected myself with insight and knowledge. Thank you. We're on the same page. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You're just wearing a hairstyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're even willing to front as if this means something. It doesn't. All it means is you look a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, and so I felt like this doesn't represent anything I represent.
Yeah.
Now I was about to be a dude with long locks and cute, and I was just about to be boxed in with all, as my brother started calling them, all the gang members started having locks. And so he said, all these mop heads around, man. And we got all these mop heads because they'd always have them shaved off on the side and just have them at the top, and was making fun of them because they didn't have any significance behind them.
Right.
And it usurped the significance. It made it so that locks don't mean anything. Anybody can have them. They can literally associate it with just black violence and ignorance after a while, So I was happy not to be associated with that after a while.
Okay. Wow. Okay. See, I'm still back at your mom getting you to do the report on it. Like this is, your mom was dope, man. We had some dope moms, right? Like, right?
It takes that.
Yeah.
It takes that to make us.
And wow. And I'm realizing how much younger than me you are. Like, how old are you?
Yeah, 39.
39. Okay, so I'm 49.
I thought it was about 10 years.
Yeah. So wow. And see, I actually had no cultural or religious attachment to the dreadlocks. It started for me, I had the high top fade, and then I twisted like some in the front or whatever, so I put the baseball cap and then have a couple falling out on the,
Dude, I guess I'm going to show you. Hold on 1 second. Can you see that?
Is that you?
No, that's me, bro.
What?
This is my 8th grade graduation. They got little locks right there coming down on the side. Dude. Crazy.
Hold on, let me. This is not 8th grade, but I'll show you a little picture. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let me show you a picture of me. Can you see this?
Oh, snap. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And see, the thing is I think I had a little S curl in this. I think I had a little S curl at that time. You know what I mean?
Hey. Hindsight is different. Everybody had S curl. You know what I'm saying? No judgment.